Hey guys, Seth Lee here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. In this video, we're going to be covering the new Season 2 patch notes. I'm just going to get right into it because I'm so hyped right now, and I'm sure you guys want to hear everything that we're getting new, so let's get right into it. I'll link the patch notes down below. I'm going to show on screen right now the timestamps for all of the topics I am covering, but let's get right into it. They start off the Reddit post with Happy Season 2 Day. The update is now starting to roll out on all platforms. Personally, I actually just updated. I'm hyped to play, but I'm gonna make this video first. They start off with the Battle Pass. They say to get the Battle Pass, jump into Apex Legends and head to the Battle Pass tab in the store. Grab the Battle Pass for 950 Apex coins or the Battle Pass bundle for 2,800 Apex coins, containing 4,700 Apex coins worth of content, and you're all set. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that right after this video, but let's get onto the challenges. They say take on daily and weekly challenges to score bonus Battle Pass XP and level up even faster. I'll show on screen, I forgot, I'll show the Battle Pass for you guys right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make another video covering everything that's in it and buying the whole thing, but let's get on to the rest of the patch notes. They say new content types. The skydive emotes, music packs, and unique loading screens are now part of the Battle Pass rewards track, which does look pretty cool. The unique loading screens are definitely a good option to have in the game. I'm surprised they actually did that. On to the next thing. They say more legendaries and crafting materials. They say grab even more legendary skins from the reward track and earn enough crafting materials to create a legendary item of your choice. Then they go on to list off the free rewards. They say everyone who plays Apex Legends Season 2 can earn Season 2 stat trackers for each legend, 5 Apex packs, and the Wattson Hot Rod skin, which are all completely free. You do not have to buy the Battle Pass to get those items. On to Kings Canyon changes. They say the Leviathans have breached Kings Canyon and it'll never be the same. Many areas have been affected by our new guests. Enjoy exploring the new changes, which I'm hyped to see what all of the map changes actually are. Then they go on to explain Wattson and her abilities. They say Wattson has entered the arena and is available for 750 Apex coins or 12,000 legend tokens. Her passive is called Spark of Genius. Her tactical is called Perimeter Security, and her ultimate is called Interception Pylon. I'll show what they do on screen right now, but I've already covered that a while back, so let's continue on in the patch notes. And then they go on to ranked leagues. They say check out the full details on their goals and how ranked mode works and more in a different post. I made a video covering that, so go ahead and check out that video to see all of the details of ranked. But let's get on to the other patch notes because I don't want to make this video too long for you guys. They go on to explain the weapons and the changes they have made, starting off with the new airdrop weapon, the L-Star EMG. It fires large, high-damage plasma projectiles, and it will overheat if a player fires for too long. They say it comes with its own limited ammo supply, so you can't stock up on ammo for the L-Star just like every other legendary weapon, and it is only available in airdrops. Then they go on to explain the new hop-ups. The first one is called Disruptor Rounds. It increases damage to shielded targets, and it only can be used on the Alternator and RE45s. The next hop-up is the Hammer Point Rounds for the P2020 and Mozambique. The Hammer Point Rounds actually increase damage to people who are not using shields or unshielded targets, so that's good for a secondary. You can kind of switch after you break someone's shield. You can use that P2020 with the Hammer Point and do some good damage. On to the next thing, which is new attachments. There are new energy mags. It increases magazine capacity and increases reload speed at rare and above. It is compatible with the Havoc, Triple Take, and Devotion, as well as they reduce the default mag sizes on compatible weapons, so they did reduce the base ammo size for the Havoc, Devotion, and Triple Take. However, you can get energy mags now. Onto the Skull Piercer hop-up. They actually upgraded it to the gold tier and increased the rarity, so it will be harder to find Skull Piercers now, which is kind of understandable, but also kind of sad. Onto the buffs they made to different weapons. They buffed the Flatline from base damage of 16 to a base damage of 19, as well as they buffed the P2020 from a base damage of 12 to a base damage of 13. On to the next one, which is the triple take with the precision choke. They made it so it takes less time to charge up the choke. It goes from 1.5 seconds, it is now 1.1 seconds to get a full charge with your precision choke on the triple take. On to the buff for the alternator. They made the damage go from 13, it is now 15 damage with the alternator, so a slight buff, as well as the recoil mitigation is increased for all barrel attachments, so recoil will be a lot easier to control with barrel attachments for the alternator. Onto the buff for the Kraber, they increase the damage from 125 to 145, as well as they increase the headshot scale from 2.0 to 2.05, and they increase the leg damage scale from 0.76 to 0.8, so you will be doing more damage now if you do hit the leg, as well as if you hit them in the head. They also increase the rarity slightly, which is understandable since the L-Star is now in the rotation of loot for legendary weapons. Onto the changes they made for the Arc Star. The first thing is they increase the ignition delay from 2.5 seconds to 2.8 seconds, so it takes longer to explode, as well as sticking a full health player with no armor will now down them, so if they don't have armor, you will instantly down them if they are full health. On to the next thing, players at the edge of the explosion radius of the Arc Star will no longer get their shields completely shredded, so it is kind of a nerf for the Arc Star, which has been much needed, to be honest. On to the ammo stack sizes. They actually made it so the shotgun max ammo stack is now reduced from 64 to 16, so a big reduction. Players will now need multiple stacks of ammo to run a shotgun, which kind of makes sense, but I'm also pretty disappointed. It's going to take up a lot more room in your backpack. On to the changes they made to energy max stack sizes. So they made it so you can now carry 80 max energy ammo per stack instead of 60, so it now matches the light and heavy ammo stack sizes, which is really cool. I'm glad they actually made that change. They also rotated the gold weapons, so now you can find gold weapons that are the Flatline, Alternator, RE45, Mozambique, and P2020. So I'm not too sure if this actually means, since they said rotated, I think it kind of means they took out the gold Peacekeeper, they took out the gold Prowler, they took out the gold R301 and gold Havoc, so now you can only get gold Flatline, Alternator, RE45, Mozambique, and P2020. On to the changes they made for the airdrop weapon spawn rates. They added the L-Star 2 airdrop weapon loot tables, as well as airdrop weapon spawn rates have now been changed based on early, mid, and late game. For example, early game will spawn more Krabers and end game will spawn more Mastiffs, so I'm assuming mid game will spawn more L-Stars, which is pretty cool, and I think those are good changes. They also made some changes to performance optimizations. They improved performance when firing weapons, especially for multi-projectile weapons like the shotgun and triple take, so there's better performance for that now. This has contributed to delivering a smoother overall experience on both server and client, particularly during early game combat situations, which is great to hear they're actually focusing on performance, and I'm happy they have made that change. On to the bug fixes. So they fixed an exploit where players could use weapon inspect to cancel out other weapon options, so that is pretty cool. They also made some changes to the EVA 8 thermite grenades, as well as a few other things. For the EVA 8, aim down sight recoil now resettles back to the starting point instead of a randomized offset of the starting point, which is really good. For the thermite grenades, they fixed an issue where players downed with thermite could be invincible to thermite after being revived, which is pretty insane. I'd never heard of that bug before, but it's a good thing it is fixed now. On to the general bug fixes, which is the fortified Gibraltar and caustic passive. They actually buffed the passive. The damage reduction is increased from 10% to 15%, so Gibraltar and caustic both got a buff where they do take less damage from other champions or other legends by 5% extra. Also, fortified legends are now immune to slow effects from weapon fire, so now Gibraltar and caustic will not get slowed down from weapon fire, which is honestly a pretty crazy buff. They also made some changes to Wraith, Lifeline, and Pathfinder. They made it so low profile increases incoming damage by 5%. So now you will actually take more damage if you do play Wraith, Lifeline, and Pathfinder by 5%, which is pretty crazy. So basically is a Wraith, Lifeline, Pathfinder nerf, which I'm kind of surprised about and honestly kind of sad. They've also made a lot of other changes to other legends, starting off with Bloodhound's Eye of the Allfather. Enemies scan now are tracked in a real time instead of leaving a ghost image behind. The tracking actually lasts for 1.5 seconds, and they increase the angle of the scan from 90 to 110, so that's actually a pretty big buff for Bloodhound's tactical. Onto his tracker ability, they increase clue duration to 90 seconds from 60 seconds, so you will now have an extra 30 seconds to see those clues and track enemies down. They also fixed a bug where energy weapons wouldn't leave behind weapon fired clues, as well as they fixed a bug where movement clues would sometimes not be generated for Bloodhound, which is good that they are fixing up Bloodhound and making it a well-rounded character. Onto Mirage, they made some changes to his Vanishing Act. Mirage can now cancel out of his ultimate cloak early, so that is a pretty big buff, as well as Mirage now has a small delay when disabling cloak, so it is a kind of win-lose situation, but I think it's a win overall. Onto Caustic's Nox Gas. The magnitude of the slow from his Nox Gas is reduced by 50% when affecting teammates, so it's a lot better for Caustic's teammates when they are running through the gas. Onto Gibraltar's Dome of Protection Shield. So they increased the duration of his shield by 3 seconds, so that is another buff to Gibraltar. They also made changes to Pathfinder and his hitbox. They updated the hitbox to better conform with the base model, which is kind of needed. It's been needed for many months now, so they have changed his hitbox and it's more accurate to the base model now. They also are planning to make adjustments so his hitbox better reflects legendary skins as well for cases when it's not matching up, so we'll just have to wait to see how they change the hitbox to help out legendary skins. Onto Lifeline. Her Doc heal drone now gets destroyed after 2 damage ticks by the circle, so you actually can't hold out her drone in the circle. It will get destroyed, which is kind of disappointing. I'll show on screen right now the new stats page. So they added a stats page you can access by hovering over your name while in the lobby and clicking it to inspect it. The page will now show your overall account stats as well as your access to your stats for each season and ranked series. They're also looking for other feedback on the other types of stats you guys want to see there. What they're shipping out for season 2 is just the start, and they're planning to build on these stats, so they definitely will add to it, so it's good that we can look forward to more stats coming throughout season 2 as well. They also made some changes to the zone. So with season 2, they're trying out new circle closing speed, size, and damage that now applies to both ranked and normal Apex queues, so they have changed it quite a bit. I'll show on screen right now the changes they have made to the ring damage. As you guys can see, each round is now increased in damage by percent, starting with 2%, then going on to 5, 10, 20, and 20 as well for round 4 and 5, so they are both 20% damage taken by a tick, and round 6 and beyond is now 25% damage taken per tick. So honestly, it's a big increase in damage, but I think that is a good thing. I'll show on screen right now, they have changed the other circles and the zones. The changes they made are to the duration of each circle. I'll show on screen right now. As you guys can see, the circles close a lot faster now, as well as there's less time in between the closing of each circle. They also slightly reduced the ring radius for the first circle. It's about 9% smaller than it was before. They've also made a ton, and I mean a ton, of quality of life changes and bug fixes. I'll show the quality of life changes on screen right now, and then I'll show the bug fixes as well. I'm not going to be reading all of these off for you guys because I don't want the video to be super long, and I just want to get right into playing season 2 and making some more videos for you guys. So make sure to comment down below what you guys think about these patch notes and the changes they have made. I'm pretty happy with how they've changed the legends, but it is a lot of big changes. It's been your boy Seth. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that sub button, turn on that notification bell for daily Apex videos. I'm going to be having a ton more videos coming out for you guys in season 2. There's so many different videos to make. I'm kind of in a rush, but make sure to let me know what you guys think about the season 2 patch notes in the comment section below. It's been your boy Sethley, and I'm out.